songs all night long.
Hi, how you doing? My name's Charlie Greenfield, and I'd like to tell you how to screw up a remodeling project. Now, if you want your house totally screwed up, you hire this guy called Mario Sate, and he is steady remodeling, and he'll do wonderful things for you like this. He'll go over here and he'll make a 2-inch gap in between the wall he's building and the ceiling. Isn't that a good idea? That way you can send things through your wall. You can take something and just throw it right through your wall. Isn't that great? That's brilliant, isn't it? He's such a good builder. And then, here's what you do. If you need to put wires up into your ceiling, you take a big old ripsaw and cut through all the damn electricity. Now that's smart. And then once you do it, you go over on the other side and you do it some more. Isn't that brilliant? Ooh, sold solid as American. How good is that? Now, when you want to put up a cement wall on the bottom, get over there, camera person. Get around. Watch where you're going and fall down. Come on. Here you go. Yeah, go through. Oh, that's good too while you're there. Turn around. Look, take a picture of the door. This is what you do when you're a remodeling person. You make doors that close all by themselves. Who needs a friggin' level? Why would anybody need a friggin' level? See? Look up here. We don't need no stinking level. Because we have boards and stuff. That's nice and level, isn't it? Charlie Greenfield knows how to screw up a house, and so does Mario Sate. Now, here's a cement wall. That keeps water out and bugs. See all the water I put there? Now go out on the outside and watch it come through the stupid ass thing. You need to turn the damn camera off. I'm in charge of this old asshole built this goddamn project. Now go out there and little as headed camera as possible. I'm training him. He's training. He's gonna learn. He's gonna be a cameraman like this guy remodeled the house. That's how we do this stuff. Now go outside there, take a picture on the floor out there. We'll show them a lot of stuff. Look, that's where the water comes out of the sealed floor. Look at the windows. See the windows? Nice big gap. You're supposed to have them sticking out. That way it looks like the house is bigger, right? Yeah, my face needs to be there when I'm talking to the camera. You can figure that part out, right? It's one of those training things. Okay. Now, when you do trim, make sure you get a guy that won't use nice outside trim, that he'll use inside clamshell molding sideways. And especially make sure that he gets some stuff that doesn't even make it to the distance. So you got plenty of place to put your fingers and for spider webs and bugs and stuff to live later and things to crawl in there. Now go over there, cameraman, on the side of the house. Back up. Go out there. Go. Turn around. Time's a wasting. Can you see the nice curve to the wall? That's one of them Norman Rockwell kind of things. Raw dolly kind of the surrealistic kind of walls. They don't go up and down. That's boring. Let's make a wall and go on a curve. Isn't that great? That's wonderful. And then let's take the wood. Don't lift it up off the ground because then it won't rot. You got to put it way down on the ground here. Touch it down on the ground. See, that way every time it rains, it can get all wet and moldy and it can rot. And then, if you're making bug stew or something later, you can scrape the mold off and mix it in. It tastes real good. Then, when you want to seal things, you got to make sure. Come on over here, cameraman. Come on, that's it. Look up there. You see all the goopy stuff hanging? See? This gives you this melt and watch kind of Raoul Dowley thing. You don't want to have any kind of like neatness to it. It's got to be hanging down and all goopy looking. See? And then over here, if you back up a little bit, don't hurt yourself. Now, you see, if you have joints that match, that's stupid too. So let's just fill it up with putty because it'd be difficult for a remodeler guy like steady remodeling to like make joints that match. Let's have joints that don't match so badly. We got to fill them with putty, and we'll do everything with our hands because tools kind of suck. That's why we just mix cement with our hands. See all the little cement stains all over the ground? You know why they're there? Because we didn't come with a bucket, did we? We didn't even come with a trowel. We just mixed everything with our hands like we was gorillas. And, oh, that's good. Come over here, cameraman. See, you know what these are? These is ladders. Come on me, I'm talking. These is ladders. He built these ladders because he didn't have none of his own. He's a poor guy, he didn't have a ladder. So I paid for ladders with my money out of the 2x4. But I didn't lose money. The man told me I didn't lose money on it. You know why? Because it's recyclable. So apparently I'm going to take these to the dump. And some asshole's going to pay me money because he built the ladder out of my wood. God damn. That's American, isn't it? Jesus. All right, so come over here. Now you see up here? That board there? That, Minnie, come here. Look at me. Back up. I'm a whole, you know, just back up. I know you're only seeing like this much of my face. You're too close, cameraman. Back up. Back up. Now, over here. There's this thing. It's called flashing. Now, everybody knows what you do is you put flashing behind the wood. That way the water hits it and it goes off. Now, that's what you do when you want a project done right. But this is like this old screw up your project house, all right? So what you do is you don't do that. You just put a piece of wood there and try and like maybe caulk it a little. That way the water can get way behind there and leak down the wall and rot the whole thing out. Then you have plenty of good bugs. Wouldn't that be fun? All right. So, oh, here's another good thing. Get down on your knees there, cameraman. Now back up. Now you can't see nothing that close. Back up, back up. Down here, this is where the door frame is. We wouldn't want to put a whole piece of wood in there, so we'll just shove in a couple pieces of scrap wood. That way it can all fall apart later on. Wouldn't that be a cool idea? And look, there's a big gap in the scrap wood. That way big bugs can crawl in there. And then when you're sleeping, they can wriggle up on the bed, and if you get hungry in the middle of the night, you can just chomp down on them. Must be what the plan was, because it certainly was to build a good house. So, with that said, let's go back inside where it's a little cooler. Now, here's another good thing. See, this is called a 2x4, all right? And 2x4s are 2 inches wide, and they're 4 inches wide and 2 inches wide this way, right? Now, this is what we call R19 insulation. It is for floors and 2x6 walls. It even says so on the package down there, all right? But if you really want to screw your project up, you put it into a 2x4 wall so you can compress it up and it doesn't do a damn thing, okay? Oh, here's another cool thing. Nice 5-inch lolicone, right? Put in a 2x6 wall in there, you have a nice smooth wall. Well, let's not do that. Let's come on over this side again. Come on. What we're going to do is we're going to put a 2x4 wall in here. That way we can put a 2x4 in sideways so we can put wall board, corner in, wall board, corner out. That way we can have a big lumpy wall. Isn't that a good idea? I think it. Oh, and here's how you mess your electrical up more. You put in electricity and you go through the wall, and then you go through the wall. Then you go all the way up a beam here, and you go through the wall, and you go all the way down a beam. Now, nothing happened in between. We just went up the wall because we didn't feel like bending over that time. All right, so we went up there for no reason, came back down again, and then there you go. So, oh, and by the way, remember, we got cement floors here. Cement floors. You see a pressure-treated beam on the floor? Good, then you know we screwed this up. Oh, and here's another cool thing. Here's a section of wall from here to here. And here's another section from here to the end. They're totally separate pieces. They don't overlap or nothing. Oh, by the way, while we're here, when you cut a piece too short, right, and didn't make it all the way, don't pull it out and put in one that makes it all the way. Just slap on a piece of scrap wood and shove it up there. It might even level out someday. But if it does, you screwed up because you really don't want this stuff to level out. Because if that comes out level, then you didn't fuck up your house. Oh, and by the way, before you get all this stuff done, make sure you buy the wall board and put it in the middle of your project. So as you're walking, you can kick it and break it and stomp it and spill crap on it. That way when you go to put it up, it's already screwed up. And you didn't even have to work hard because you've been working around it the whole time messing it up. Isn't that a good idea? Oh, look. exterior wall. Exterior wall means on the other side is the winter, where it gets cold and people freeze to death. So maybe we should have put a 2x6 wall in here where we could have put the R19 insulation. The window would have fit correctly. We could have put sheeting on the outside and it would have looked right. Oh, I forgot. We're trying to screw this project up. Well, that's the man that you get, Mario Setti. Steady remodeling. He can screw up anything for you. And then the best part is, when you get mad about it, he's insulted because he just don't understand. Why should I use the correct saw? Why should I use a bucket and a trowel to mix cement? Why should I bring a truck to take away the garbage when I can throw it in the middle of your driveway? Isn't that a good idea? That way later on, after it's all cleaned up, for weeks and weeks you can step outside in the grass and cut yourself on broken glass and stick nails through your feet. Hey, you want to see something else I found? This is really cool. See this piece of wood? One nail on the top, one nail on the bottom. That way, if you really want to, you can move the wood around. It can just wiggle in there however you want it to. Why would you want it to be stable when you could just wiggle the boards back and forth? That's just a brilliant thing. That's wonderful. I don't know. I'm running out of steam here because there's just a myriad of things to go wrong. So we'll take a break for now. And later on, as we deconstruct this garbage, I'll show you how we can just pick up that whole cement wall without even using a hammer. When I get this wall off of here, I'm over here, cameraman. Guy. When I take this wall off of here, I can go back to my face. There you go. You'll learn. You're going to get there just like this remodeling guy we hired. And we'll just pick that cement wall right up off the ground. Because it's just sitting there like a brick. I might as well put a brick there. What do you think? I'll be back in part 2, right after this message from Rock.